Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. Game number 36. Montreal at Tampa ended in a 4-3 loss. Disappointing 4-3 loss. Montreal went up 2-0. Tampa came back with 4 straight goals. Montreal got one back and then couldn't put another one in. I thought they'd win tonight, but they didn't. So they end the season on a loss. Last 2 games were a loss. So they're actually 3-game losing streak, actually. So that kind of sucks. I thought they would have won here. Tampa was their defense isn't that great, and Montreal a lot of opportunity and a lot of great looks, and they just didn't bury enough of them. All right, so I've got the post-game stats, 3 stars and the like. And if anybody's here, say hi in the chat. We'll talk a little bit. We'll do about 20 minutes or so, maybe a half hour, and then I've got a live stream at 11:30. Not hockey though. It's going to be a Q&A, any kind of questions you want. I mean, if you really want to talk about hockey, we can, but that's what we're going to try to do here and see, ring in the new year all together. If there'll be anybody in there with me, I don't know. And we'll ring in 2024 together. So let's see who's here. Got one person saying hi to me, I guess. Guru. I could always count on Guru. Excuse me. Another close game to the end. Yes, they kept it. They were in the game right up until 5 minutes left. A sign they're moving in the right direction. And the last 3 losses were like that. They were in the game all the way, and then third period, pretty much some point in the third period, they lost it. Hey, Roger. It was a good game, yes. It's just disappointing that they couldn't, after their first 2 goals, that was it. They blew their load, that was it. So, especially when that second one was kind of fluky, that the way it happened. Anyway, it is what it is. Jeez, I don't want to burp. I don't know why. All right, so we can talk about that. And like I said, I'll show you the stats for the game and the 3 stars and all that. We'll do that in a few minutes. So what do you guys think of the game? What was your opinion of the game? And I'll wait. Also, if anybody here tonight, imagine at this point in the evening, it's 10. There's a couple hours till midnight, but is anybody still partying out there? Because I'm not doing it. I'm going to do a live stream. That's my party, doing a live stream. If you ain't working on New Year's Eve, you're not entertaining. That's an old saying. Nobody noticed it's not new behind me, but I kind of rearranged things. Put the Lafleur one up. You can see the name. The T-shirt over there, Talking Habs one, is more prominent. Nobody said nothing. I was a little surprised at that. Rick, pretty good chance we would have been in the same room on New Year's Eve, Chez Paris. Thursdays? I haven't been. Last time I was at Chez Paris, I want to say I think in the 80s. I went there like twice in the 80s. That's it. Will, hey, Will. Happy New Year, buddy. Missed the game, so how was the Habs goaltending tonight? Monty was good and not good, all the same. Like, I thought there was one goal. Well, the second goal was just, I don't know what he was thinking. I thought he should have had, there's probably 2 goals that he should have, well, one he shouldn't have given up at all, and one he should have had. And then he made some really, nice saves and spectacular ones even, and it's kind of a mixed bag from Monty tonight. Did he play well enough to win? He should. He should have been, but it wasn't. Unfortunately. I'm sure Twitter's going to be all alight with all the Habs complainers. I'm still surprised 9 people here with me. All right, let's go over these stats and get that out of the way, since I don't think too many people too many more people are going to join us. Oh, I was going to hit the wrong button. That's not good. All right, so it was a 4-3 final. No scoring in the first. Cole Caulfield opens it up at 3:58 of the second. His 10th goal unassisted. Kovacevic on a very weird play. Tampa thought the whistle was blown. It wasn't. And after a Monty save, and Kovacevic just threw it all the way down the ice into the net. The goalie had left the net. Everybody was leaving the ice. Like, it was weird. And that counted, so 2-0. That was at the 12-minute mark. Braden Point opens the scoring for the Lightning at 14 minutes and makes it 2-1. His 17th. By the way, that was Kovacevic's 5th from Monty, by the way, also. Point 17th from Nick Paul and Brandon Hagel. Austin Watson gets his second goal at about 3.5 minutes after the point goal from Hedman and from Perbix. Tie it up. It stays that way till 7:49 of the third. Calvin DeHaan makes it 3-2 from Kucherov and Stamkos. Kucherov makes it 4-2. About seven minutes later from Hedman and Chiarelli. And then Nick Suzuki gets one back with 2:05 left in the period from Slavkovsky and Matheson, and that ends it. Montreal couldn't get anything else. And let's see. Shots were 30 shots for Montreal to 20 for Tampa, so they outshot them, by a good margin too. At the dot, way better. 67.3% Montreal was to 32.7 for Tampa, and that wasn't enough. 0 for 1 on the power play for Montreal, 0 for 3 for Tampa, so the PK was good for Montreal. The second to worst PK in the league, and they were good tonight. Hits, 27 hits for Montreal, 25 for Tampa. Block shots, 17 each team. Giveaways, they gave away 8 to our 5, and we took away 8 to their 7. So if you look at those numbers, Montreal probably should have won this game. I mean, literally, they should have won this game. 3 stars of the night. Not one. Calvin DeHaan, his goal, I guess the game winner was DeHaan. Kucherov, a goal and assist with the 2nd star. And the goalie, Johansson, he had a 3.0 goals against and a 900 save percentage. 3? Yeah, well, gave up 3 goals. Makes sense. And that's it. There's the numbers for the game. Not much to add. I mean, if you look at the numbers, we should have won this game. But 'twas not to be. Was not to be. It just wasn't going to happen against Tampa. Tonight's game was like adults versus kids, and the results were what should have been expected. One day we Habs will grow up to be like Tampa. Yeah, but Franco, I mean, Montreal was the better team, basically, for most of this game. And yet just couldn't do it. Whole team is getting better, says Guru. The power play is still inconsistent, but better than past seasons. It is a bit. Penalty kill isn't overly bad. Well, we're second last in the league. Just need players to be more consistent in their roles more often. Yeah, and that's part of a young team, right? It's part of their growth. So just we went out 2-0 lead and then give up the next 4. That's it's disappointing. That's all. Especially when you look at all those numbers. I mean, those numbers, we were the better team overall. Yet, not in the end. All right, what we're at? Just about 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes or so, maybe 15, maybe 20. But I'm going to need you guys to carry the load, man. I'm tired. I don't know how I'm going to do the next one, but I'll be fine. And in the next one, definitely, if you're coming in for the 11:30 show, question and answer period, I'd prefer, you could ask about hockey, but prefer other things and just throw questions at me if you're there. And I'll try to do rapid response if I can. That's the plan anyway. I'm copying this from Harry Rice. He does this thing. I saw it and I said, I like that. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to steal that from him. I told him I was stealing it. I'm going to give it a try tonight. I don't know how many people are going to be there. It is New Year's Eve, and I'm going to be on when when that hour hits. Try to do an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Have a little fun to end the year. All right. Well, if you're here, please talk to me. Ask questions, say things, type things out. Be really helpful. We need to end this rebuild ASAP. They're not ending a rebuild. You start a rebuild, you finish it. I don't think I can handle this for another 3 years. Well, I don't know what to say. Awesome, Guru. Yeah, you got that 3-hour advantage. Yeah, it's only 7-11. That's kind of weird. You still got a ways to go. Worst thing you can do is end a rebuild. 2 years in. What are you going to do? I mean, you're in the middle of a rebuild. You can't end it till it's done. Matheson needs to pass the puck to Slafkovsky more. Did he not again? I didn't notice really. I didn't pay attention. I should have because it's been mentioned a few times. The Lightning have a lot of experience. They do, but you can see they're kind of, they're kind of getting to the end of their run. But they do. They've got lots of veterans, lots of experience. Draft the top. I'm not going to rehash the draft. I really don't want to rehash the draft with you, Eric. I got to think though, if this next draft, if they finish in the, and they get a top 10 pick, that's what they're going to do. They're going to draft forward, and they're probably going to have, 2 or 3, not top 10 picks, but 2 or 3 first round picks. I would think they're gonna, they're gonna go heavily in that first round on forwards, if not, exclusively on forwards. I would think. Seems the third period is kind of psychological for them. I think the coaches need to work with them on that. Well, I would imagine that's something that you work on with a young team, though. And they do have that now. They do have the, well, I don't know what they call that department, but the mental health department. There's going to be trades made in the future that will speed up or help speed up the rebuild. Some players or prospects will move on. Have to see who eight's available. What? Who eight's available at the time? What? I'm not sure what you meant there, Guru. But I mean, some of the talent that's going to come, like when they're ready to make the playoffs and they're ready for that, you got to figure they're going to go out and get a free agent. They'll have the money, and they'll also have trade capital to trade for that guy as well. So. Yeah, it's not the first time I'm hearing this, so I wonder what's up with that. Why he won't pass to Slav? It's weird. Lots of talk about Pedersen going to Chicago as a free agent. I could see that. You got to think, well, although with the success Vancouver's having this year, though, maybe he doesn't go anywhere. But you got to think a guy like Pedersen, if he's thinking of going somewhere and moving on, he'd probably like to play with Bedard. Yeah. Winning the lottery would be the ticket. Yep. That'd be awesome if we could win the lottery, but we got to be down in a spot where you can win that. And then you get the first pick. Otherwise, you just move down 10 spots. Okay, let me read that again then. This is going to be... have to see who is available at the time. Yeah, no, 100%. That, and it's a little down the road, so It's an unknown right now. But listen, there'll be good players available. There are every year pretty much. Or you trade for them. If you can't sign one, you trade for one. They'll have the money to do the signing, and they'll have the picks and prospects to get the player, to make the trade. I think anyway. I think that's their plan. We're not there yet. I mean, we're not there yet. You can see we're not through the rebuild enough yet. Kind of figure it's another 2 years. I don't know if it'll be 3, but another 2 anyway before we get to the playoffs. And then even then doesn't mean the rebuild's over. One thing I'm quite certain of, though, with the way this is going and the players they brought in and drafted and all that stuff, when this team is ready, it's going to be a damn good team when this rebuild is done. Eric, I agree with you on that. I hope they do. Get the goalie situation resolved sooner than later. I definitely hope it doesn't go to deadline time. Because personally, I think Monty's the one suffering from this. If you look at Primo and Allen's numbers, they're good numbers. Monty's a little bit off from them, even though he's got decent numbers. It's not. But I think if he had more games, he'd be in more of a rhythm. I think it would be better for Monty. So. Joe, I kind of agree with you, right? I don't know what their money situation is. I don't know what kind of money he's looking for. That could play into why Pedersen would want to leave. But considering the way the Canucks are playing this year, I mean, unless he feels it's a fluke and they're not going to continue doing that. They said Hughes is looking for a specific return. What, for Allen? You're talking about? I think the guy was pretty smart. I think he knew there'd be more teams that are going to need a goalie by this time. I think he just waited it out and hoping for a bit of a bidding war. You get a bidding war for Allen, and your return is going to be obviously that much better. I think that's what he was playing for, honestly. And if that's the case, I mean, the guy's he's a genius, this guy. But yeah. I think that point is pretty much now. You got so many teams, good teams that, playoff teams that need a goalie. I think I'm not I'm kind of thinking that he's already handling, phone calls from all these teams, and the bidding war is probably ongoing right now. Would be nice. Joe says the only thing she wants to see is the Habs to show competitiveness, being better than a bottom 10 team. Well, tonight's game, they were competitive. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, and they're getting to that point where they're being competitive more than last year, right? Even though I don't know if the record is better, because at one point we were not as good as last year record-wise. But we're more competitive. So they're still making the progress that they need to make. Samsonov on waivers by the Leafs. Yeah, I know. Who's going to take him? He's got an 840 save percentage, if not worse. But last I heard, it was 840. Last in the league amongst goalies that started a certain number of games. Doubt at $3.5 million. I don't know how long he's signed for after this year. I doubt anybody's reaching for him. He'll go down to the Marlies. Apparently, they have this plan with a mental coach, with a this and that, and they're going to work on him and work with him and get his game back and whatever. Good luck with that, boys. Good luck with that. So, yeah, I mean, look, the Leafs need goaltending. Carolina needs goaltending. Not Arizona. Colorado needs goaltending. Detroit. Did I say Detroit? There's teams that need goalies, so with playoff hopes. So Guru isn't it funny though how a lot of goalies come out of there like that? So I did not hear him talk, but I saw on Twitter people saying basically what you're saying. I think the team is as well. When they're ready with I guess a sports psychologist to work with him and this and that. I mean, yeah, he's hit. I don't know if he's hit rock bottom completely, but he's near there. It happens with Imagine all athletes to a certain extent. This is pretty bad though. But he's a Leaf, so it's fun to watch. That sounds really cruel, actually. It's fun to watch. Not fun to watch a guy lose his shit, but it's fun to watch the Leafs be fucked up over the fact that they can't find a goalie. And I certainly hope Montreal does not send Allen to the Leafs. I don't care what the hell they offer. Don't help them out. I kind of think he's going to go. I don't really think Edmonton. I kind of, as I said earlier in the other show, I kind of think if it was Edmonton, it would have happened already. So I'm thinking more along the lines of a Colorado or a Carolina. We'll see what happens. I just hope it's kind of soon. I'm sure Jake Allen's not, but or maybe he is. Maybe he wants to get to wherever he knows he's going to go, get there, get some games in, start playing again regularly. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder, Guru, was that a autocorrect Samsonite, or you meant to say Samsonite? Because he's packing his bags and going down to the minors. I'd be shocked if somebody picks him up. What team would pick him up? What team needs a goalie that desperately to pick up this guy? There's no way. So waiving him was probably the right thing to do. In that case. All right, I think I'm going to take off here for this, and I'm going to be back in a little over an hour. If you're up, well, Joe will be up. It's middle of the afternoon there. But if you're up and you got nothing to do, yeah, come on in. Ask me whatever questions you want. If they're funny or they're weird, whatever. I don't care. If I can answer them, I will. If I can't, I won't. Simple as that. We're going to do that hopefully for an hour. And yeah. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take off here. Happy New Year there, Alex. Appreciate that. So I'm going to take off. I'll be back in an hour, and I'm going to stop repeating myself and say thanks to everybody for being here all year. Although it's only this season I'm doing the post games. But thanks for being here for the post game shows so far. I appreciate that. And we're going to just continue them in the next year. We're going to continue on. But yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. And I'll see you if you're coming back. I'll see you in a little over an hour. All right. That's it. Till that time, stay safe out there. Peace out, y'all. Keep your stick on the ice. Go Habs, go. And I'll see you shortly. Ciao, everybody. And Happy New Year to all you that are not going to come back. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye, everybody.